Hey guys, Abhishek here and today I'll be posting a full review of the Xiaomi Mi 3. I've been using this device for over 2 months now and I guess it's a good time right now to review this device. To be honest, this is quite a tricky and an interesting device. Some of the features on this device are pretty exclusive. You won't find them on, most of the phones out there. So I guess I took my time to review this device and I feel it's quite a brilliant device in my opinion. The battery and everything is great on this device. So let's begin with the review. First of all, I'll be showing you the lock screen. Some simple gestures and on the lock screen enable you to do a couple of tasks. For example, um, if you hold the lock screen button, you are able to see who had called you right now, or even the messages that have been there. Overview of the messages you can have on the lock screen. Second of all, if you double touch the home screen, you would find that you would be able to enable the music player options. You can just play any random song from over here and just pause it, and over here as well you can see the notifications by just holding the button. And now let's move on to the actual device. Oh, in the toggles, let's have a look at the Android version. It's still having the Android version 4.4.2 KitKat on it. So I'm expecting Android version 4.4.4 or maybe even Lollipop as soon as possible on this device. I guess it might be out there in just like 90 days. Moving on to the build quality of the device, I'll say it's pretty great. The materials used are great. It looks pretty well as well. It's a modular phone. On top we have some edges, on sides we have some round edges. Overall, in the viewing angles as well, it's pretty great as you can see. In my opinion, the only con with the display is that it's quite reflective. Whenever you hold it below a light source, it does reflect a lot. Else, the resolution is quite brilliant as well. It's a good quality display, I must say. Secondly, moving on to the notifications, it's quite simple. Over here you can have the notifications coming down. On this side we have the toggles layout. You can customize the toggles over here. What you have to do is just drag a toggle and take this take it above this bar to enable it. And as you can see, I've activated the auto toggle and the hotspot toggle has been deactivated. And if you want to activate it again, you have to just drag it up and the auto toggle has been deactivated. Secondly, speaking about toggles, we can customize the notification, the toggle tray. You can have it in the bar like format over here, it would come down. Else you can have it in a page like panel. I prefer the page like panel as it gives us some a clear view of all the toggles that are available on the page. So yes, I do opt for the page like panel. Secondly, you can also show the connection speed over here. I've disabled my data, but if you enable the data, you will have a view of the connection speed over here on the top. We also get the data usage over here, and you can customize the data usage in the security options in the data usage tab. Moving on to the space or the storage capacity we get on this device, as you can see, I've uploaded quite a few apps on this device, and now let's have a look at the storage that we get. um, as you can see, it's showing us that 11.39 GB is available out of the total 13.39 GB. 1.59 GB accounts the apps as well as the updated apps that were pre-built in the device, as well as some pictures, etc. Secondly, we have a folder dedicated for all the Google apps down here, and as well as for a couple of apps such as the Facebook as well as the King's Office. This app can be used to view the PowerPoint presentations, etc. on your device. And do note that when I bought this device, the Flipkart app was pre-built in it. Moving on to the camera department, I must say that I was quite impressed with the camera. I'll just show you a glimpse of how the interface actually works. It's quite a simple interface. You have to just tap to tap to focus on the image. And do note that whenever it is done focusing, it does gives us a slight noise to notify us that the autofocus has been complete, and we can just snap the picture. The shutter speed on this device is pretty great, I must say. It's quite impressive. On the top we have the flash options, we have the toggle for video and camera, over here we can turn switch to the front facing camera, and over here a few options for the camera. For example, we can change the contrast, etc., enhance the image. HDR mode is available. We can also take a panoramic image as well. Over here we can customize the resolution and all. Simple mode has been made available to remove all the other um, options to just keep the camera to a simple mode. For example, with the flash option, the toggle for video, switching to front facing and rear facing camera, and just the shutter, I guess. Over here we can customize the quality of the image as well as storage. So we can store the location info as well. And some things I must say about the node options available is that we can enhance the skin tone as well. As you can see, I have enabled the option to enhance the skin tone of a single person. Do note that we also have an option for face recognition in the selfie taking camera. It does determine the approximate age of the person as well as the gender. This can be toggled as well. You can just display the age or you can just disable it as well. um, Moving on, let's just have a look at the burst option. Just we have to just like hold the shutter button and it auto bursts, and it does give us a notification of the number of shots taken. For example, it was now 20, and over here as well you get a small notification. Let's have a look at the shots that were previously taken on this phone. Here are the burst shots. As you can see, the image is turning out to be really well in the bursts as well. And here are some other shots that previously taken with the device. In this picture you can see that the clarity of the image is pretty good. It does give a good look at the um, colors as well. These are some of the shots that I took with the device, and as you can see, it's quite detailed. Whenever when you zoom, the image as well as the text on the in the image looks to be quite clear. Even though there is some noise in the image, I'll say it's pretty good for the quality of 13 megapixels. Another impressive thing about the call feature of this device is that if you get a missed call, it does show you the number of times the phone rang. For example, over here it's showing you it rang 5 times and then it was cut off, and it also shows you the approximate location from which the call was made. I must say that it's pretty interesting to have this feature on the 14,000 phone. You won't, in my opinion, you won't get this feature on any other flagship phone as well, unless you install Truecaller on your phone. So I mean to say that it's pretty interesting to have it on this phone. The customization options on the Xiaomi Mi 3 are pretty good, pretty impressive. As earlier we saw that we can customize toggle tray. Over here we can also customize the themes. For example, we have these themes are pre-built. You can just go online and buy the themes you want, or you can just manually edit the home screen, which is typically available. You can change the wallpaper, you can add new effects for animation. For example, here we have a new effect. You can change the wallpapers, you can add widgets over here as well. For example, let me just add the weather widget, and you can see you have to just tap it and drag it on the new screen. Something else you can notice that we can move apps as well. For example, let me just move this Twitter app to a folder, and boom, it's been moved to a tools folder, and as you can see it's present over here. Do note that whenever you move the app, it's not that fluid. It does take a couple of seconds to move an app from one frame to another home screen. For example, as you can see, it did take a bit of time, but I guess it's okay. It won't affect the performance or anything on the phone, so it's acceptable, I must say. Moving on to the multitasking tray, you have to just hold the settings button, and the multitasking tray just pops out. If you want to stop an app, you just have to swipe it up or down and the app is stopped. Or you can just clear all the apps that are open by pressing on this cleaner button, and it will also show us the RAM available. as well as the data pack available on it. Considering the browser, I must say that I have mixed opinion on the browser. For example, on the default screen we have the speed dials. You can just click on these dials and access those websites. And almost on these, even if you move to the sites, we have um, some websites in their typical category. For example, we have categories such as news, tech, social media, etc. Over here we have the bookmarks as well as the history. Something that I didn't like about this browser is that it doesn't allow us to open the desktop site, or it doesn't allow us a couple of options, for example finding something in a page or even translating. So I prefer the Chrome browsers that was pre-built in it. The Chrome is a better option than the Mi browser in my opinion, I'll say. Let's have a look at the built-in apps that we have got. We have the Google folder and some extra apps such as the Facebook and Kingsoft Office. We also have some apps such as the Meet Talk, Calendar, Notes, Weather, and do note we have a File Explorer app as well. The most interesting app that I felt was the security app. It has 6 options in it. We can just clean the unnecessary data, monitor data usage, set limits, make a block list of numbers. We can also monitor and save our toggle our power consumption options. We can do a virus scan in the phone, and we can also set permissions for apps, etc. Let's have a look at the data usage app. Over here you can see the amount of data you have consumed. You can set a limit from over here, and if you have exceeded your limit, it shows the amount of data that you have exceeded in red. You can set the peak data limit over here, as well as you can display the network speed on top that I showed you before. Do note that whenever you reach almost 90% of your data, it gives us a notification that your data limit is about to end. We can also set a date on which this would be reset for you to continue or have starts of the new records. We have the virus scan option that I showed, and here we have the power option. As you can see, I'm right now charging my phone, so it's showing that the phone charge will complete in approximately 1 hour and 37 minutes. Over here we can customize the battery life or the power consumption that we want. Right now I'm using the default, but you can also auto switch to sleep mode whenever your battery drains down to maybe 20% or even 10%. Schedule a time at which the battery consumption mode will change. If considering that if you want no battery consumption at night when you sleep, you can just toggle it to sleep battery consumption, and whenever you consider after 6 hours you want to get it to default, you can just restore it to default. Considering the video department, we do have a few handy options. For example, you can just change the resolution to 1080p, 720p, as well as 480p. We also have a time-lapse option that is pretty good. I did record a time-lapse video with this phone and it turned out to be pretty well. You can customize the time-lapse speed over here. For example, I've set it to default 0.12 seconds, and we can also have focus tap as well. The con about the video camera of this device I felt is that whenever you record a video, it does catch a lot of background noise, which makes the video bit noisy and you cannot completely clearly hear yourself speaking. So this is a con about the video camera of this device. And considering the video camera, whenever you touch to focus, it doesn't give us a notification that the focus has been complete. That's a quite odd, I'll say, if you have it in a camera department but not in the video department. Another few cons I've felt about this device is mainly the vibration. It's not that effective, I'll say. Even if you customize it, it's not that effective. Whenever you put it in the pocket, you can barely feel it. Second con I felt about this device is that whenever the battery is drained down at it's down to 0% and you plug it to charge, um, consider that it's charged to 5%. The con that I felt is that it automatically doesn't restart. I'm not sure if this happens in any other device such as the Motorola devices or Samsung devices. as well. But I feel that this is a con in a way, as I use the iPhone as well, and it automatically resets when battery charge reaches to around 5 or 6%. It automatically starts. But yes, I did feel that this is a con in this device, or maybe even any other Android device. The last thing about the Mi 3 that I want to talk about is its battery life. It has a 3050 milliamp hour battery, and I must say that it's pretty good in its class. The phone would last you around one whole working day with around 20 to 25% to spare at night with heavy usage. For example, let's have a look at the battery life that I got, and as you can see, the mode that I have enabled is the balance mode, and the battery life that I got was around 20 days, 8 hours and 53 minutes. Most of the time the phone was on Wi-Fi standby, and then mostly on Wi-Fi. I must say that the battery life of the Mi 3 is pretty impressive. I don't think any phone has a 3000 milliamp hour plus battery in it for below 15,000. So that's a great job done by Xiaomi on its side. In the overall rating, I would rate this phone 8 overall, and considering the budget or the price of the phone, that is 14,000, I'll rate it to be 10 out of 10. There were a few cons on this phone, but in my opinion, they are acceptable. So that's it for this video. Do hit the like button and do subscribe to this channel for more such videos. I'll be posting many such videos very soon. Thank you.